Are you intrigued by I'm totally intrigued. In fact, you love underdogs. I love underdogs. I love this Josh Johnson story. You know, he's been signed by 12 teams, cut by 11 of them, obviously. 0-5 as a starter. Give him a little bit of a spark at the end of a nothing game, but I'm intrigued to see what he can do, and I'm rooting for him like crazy.
Well, I mean, they're playing a team that's on the same kind of slide they're on Sunday.
Yeah, they're bad.
They're Jacksonville's looked awful. I mean, they were supposed to be one of the better teams in the AFC. Went to the championship game last year, had the lead against the Patriots in the fourth quarter, and now they're a disaster. In a different way, Washington obviously was 6-3, and then Alex Smith broke his leg so horribly, and it's been all downhill since then for them. So one of these teams has to win a game on Sunday. And, yeah, John, let me put it to you this way, Eric. If Josh Johnson was playing for somebody else, I probably would root for him. But I don't root for teams owned by Dan Snyder. You know that.
You can't even
I don't
root
wish
for him
him
individually?
ill.
You can't even root for him individually?
Well, it's like I said to Alex when he first came to town. I said, I hope you throw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns every week, and you guys lose 45-42. So I'll feel pretty much the same way on Sunday. I don't root against guys per se, players, but you know how I feel about what they should have done when McCoy got hurt. Colin Kaepernick has now come out, by the way, and said that he would have signed with Washington, but it was a moot point. I mean, there's no way Dan Snyder is going to annoy his friend Donald Trump by signing Colin Kaepernick. So any of the arguments you and I were having, Eric, or anybody else was having are irrelevant because there was no way it was going to happen. And there's no way, and as I said, I think I said last week, there's no way it was going to happen with any of the other 31 teams in the NFL. They're just not going to sign him. But, yeah, let's see what happens on Sunday. I mean, this is probably as good a chance as they have to win a game, so we'll see.
Do you see Dan shaking it up at the end of the year and letting a guy go that we don't expect?
That's a very good question. I don't know exactly how close he and Bruce are. They appear to be very close. My sense is that Bruce is smart enough to stick close to Dan and keep telling Dan how great he is. And it would be what I think may happen is what some people have suggested is they may make a grand announcement about a new job for Bruce because he wants to sort of step away from all the pressures of making football decisions, and maybe they'll bring someone else in over Doug Williams, and with Bruce out of the mix. I could see that happening. I can't see Dan out and out firing his pal. And I don't know what they're going to do with Jay Gruden. And I've said this before. I think Jay's a pretty good coach. Is he a great coach? No. But who's out there who would be willing to come and work here who's going to be better? That's the other question. I always say this. If you're going to fire someone, regardless of the job, you better know who you can get who you think will do a better job.
Yeah, I think that they're going to stay with Jay because they like him. He's very likable.
He is very likable.
And he doesn't cause any problems. He doesn't want to
he doesn't rock the boat.
There's no power struggle with him. So I think it doesn't matter.
No, and you're right about that. Everything you say has proven true since he got here 5 years ago. Dan has not worked well with coaches like Shanahan, Shanahan won 2 Super Bowls, big ego. He couldn't deal with Marty Schottenheimer, who felt that he should be making all the football decisions. So bringing in a strong personality has not worked in the past. I think it's probably what you need in the NFL, a coach with a strong personality, if you're going to win at the highest levels, as opposed to saying, oh, we had a great year, we went 9-7, and we made the playoffs, which has sort of been the ceiling for Washington under Snyder. But I agree with you, Jason. I wouldn't be at all surprised if he survives. And I'm not necessarily saying he shouldn't survive. I mean, they were 6-3 before all these injuries crashed.
Mm-hmm. It's just hard when you look at it globally, big picture, 1 playoff appearance in 5 years. It's just tough. Tough stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, you look, in this century, they've been in the playoffs 4 times and won 1 playoff game. And that's for one of the richest and, until 1999, proudest franchises in the history of football. That's not good.